Top 5 smoke spots in Gotham City. The Batman edition. Number 1, Catwoman's apartment. You know, you met her on Hinge. She doesn't usually download Hinge because she doesn't need it, but you caught her at a low point. You went on a first date and it went well. You know, you made her laugh. And so second date, you're back at her apartment. Of course, things are moving quickly with her, but you kind of expect that. You walk into her apartment and it's a mess, and it has kind of like a stale smell to the room that she tries to mask with, you know, one too many scented candles. And but it's a little too much. There's too many smells, and so it just ends up being like hot because of all the fire. There are a lot of cats, and you definitely clock pretty quickly that she's mentally ill, and you can't quite tell whether or not that's going to be a good or bad thing at this point. But she brings out, you know, like the craziest bong you've ever seen, like a cat bong, and you're like, oh, she's like really into this cat stuff. It's like her whole fucking thing. But then you hook up and she wears like a cat mask while you do it, and you're like, this is, you know what? I've come around on this. I'm into this. It's a memorable night. I mean, you never talk to her again after that. She kind of ghosts you after that second date. Number 2, the building where they have the bat signal, but like a couple floors down, you know, in that abandoned building that's under construction. One of your buddies actually works construction, so that's how you and a couple friends get up there. It's a great view, right? You want to just smoke there, hang out, and you kind of notice there's like a light coming from the building, and you think like, oh shit, that's the fucking signal, and you're trying to tell your friends like it's coming from this building, and no, they don't believe you. You know, one of your buddies is like, oh, it's an optical illusion, like it's actually from fucking the building behind us, and you're like, no, fuck, and so you're like trying to climb on like the steel beam to like get an angle so you can like hang out and like see it coming from there so you can fucking prove it. But then fucking one day you see some fucking guy running down the side of the fucking building with some cable, and you're like, yo, I fucking told you it's the fucking there's a guy up there. That guy looked crazy. He had a fucking full-on military ass suit, some fucking cape. That's the fucking guy everyone's talking about on Reddit. Number 3, it's this guy, you met him at a magic release event. Normally you wouldn't go to those things, but a friend drags you along, and you meet this guy. He kind of smells a little bit funny, and he talks really loud. Like he doesn't have an internal volume checker, but your friend swears he's like chill to hang out with, and you're like, okay, you want to trust your friend, but he doesn't have a great judge of character, but you're like, okay, whatever. So anyways, a couple weeks later, friends want to host, you know, a game night, and no one can host it for whatever reason, and this guy's invited, and for whatever reason, he offers to host, and everyone's like, okay, can't be the worst thing ever. It's polite that he's even offering. So you go to his apartment, and it fucking smells. It's really weird. He has fucking shit all over his walls, like graphs and like maps and stuff, crazy shit. And he has no snacks. Like he's never hosted anything clearly before in his fucking life. Like not enough chairs. One of your friends is like sitting on like a fucking half broken bookshelf or something. But then he starts asking like these weird hypothetical questions, which are not good party questions. You know, like he poses to the room like, hypothetically, where would you plant a bomb in the city if you were to plant a bomb? You look to your friend and it's like, this guy is weird. And I fucking knew he was weird. And you're like, oh, he's chill. With one look, you say that to your friend. You're like, only one girl came, you know, and suddenly she has a reason to leave. Rightfully so, because like, oh my God, he is being really weird, especially around her. And then a couple months later, you see on the fucking news, the guy that blew up the fucking city. It was that guy that you met at the magic event. You smoked with the guy that fucking blew up the city. Number 4, knee deep in the passenger seat while you're eating me out, and the Batman drives by, and there's fucking explosions, and because that's where you fucking go with your girl outside her building, because it's a nice spot, it has a nice view of like the bridge and like the water at night, and you're fucking going to town on her, and suddenly boom, 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 and you see this fucking crazy ass car drive by, and you're freaking out. You can barely fucking articulate yourself. You're like, oh shit, you're like, pointing to your girl, you're like, oh shit, that's the fucking guy that I send those TikTok, because you send her these TikTok videos about like this guy, the bat guy that like everyone thinks it's a conspiracy, but you're fucking freaking out because you're like, yo, I saw him fucking run down the building and he's fucking exploding cars and shit. Meanwhile, you got like all her, you know, feminine
surrender that gigantic pie
sustenance on your face. And she doesn't care. She's trying to fucking, she's like, oh my god, she's pulling up her fucking pants and shit. And you're like, I told you he's real. And he looks fucking sick, and he's walking, and he fucking is getting the guy, and you're like, yo, this is the most fun I've had with my girlfriend in months, and it has nothing to do with her. And then like suddenly you're questioning like how much you really enjoy the relationship, because you really just are looking for someone to hear you. And you don't feel her in the relationship. Even in this moment when what you're telling her turns out to be true, she doesn't really care. And so as exciting as that night is, you come away with it thinking like, I need to assess whether I'm in the right place and with the right person in my life right now. So that's definitely the number 4 spot. Number 5, Arkham Asylum. Imagine smoking weed with the Joker. If the Joker and you smoke weed together. So basically the concept of the video is if you and your friends saw some of the stuff that happened in the fictional movie in real life, you'd be like, yo, that was crazy. So it's kind of the high conceptual level stuff you'll find on this channel. Feel free to subscribe.